I'm starting to think that it's us, bro.
It's us?
Now, I'm going to explain this, but I think that after World War II, we brought the Nazi scientists over in Operation Paperclip. They were already working on this type of technology or, reverse engineering. At some point from the late 40s to the early 90s, we discovered a way to reverse engineer these craft. And I think that's what you're seeing in the skies now. In the past, it very well could be extraterrestrial, or it could have been a past civilization. Who knows? Or they could be leaving it. There's a running theory that the craft gets left behind as like a gift. Like, hey, leave it behind for them and see what they can do, right?
Exactly.
But when they say it's a national security threat, I think it's because they have reverse engineered these craft since Operation Paperclip. They reverse engineered it. They just don't want China and Russia to know. Because if China and Russia know that, like, okay, for instance, the MH370 plane, the one that disappeared in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Now, there's a guy named Ashton Forbes who's been doing some crazy, crazy research behind that incident. He went on Candace Owens. He was gonna go on Rogan. He got really popular on Twitter before it became X because of that case. After listening to him and watching his videos, I'm convinced that plane was fucking hijacked by orbs. Have you seen the video of the 3 orbs like circling the plane and it disappears?
Yeah, I have.
Now, when he went on Candace Owens recently, I watched it, and I'd already known about him before this video, but I think he's right. I think the American government was behind that, because the guy who killed Osama bin Laden even tweeted and said it was our way to show China. It was a show to China.
Oh, wow.
The guy who killed Osama bin Laden tweeted that, like, hey, it was us basically showing China, like, hey, without telling China. Because if China sees that video or sees the footage of that plane getting abducted by orbs and it just fucking disappears, that's showing the whole world, look what we have. How do you stop that? So when they say it's a national security threat, I do believe that, because with this technology in the wrong hands, let's say you get a terrorist group who...
Sounds like it's already in the wrong hands.
Yeah, now it already sounds like it's in the wrong hands. But let's say you get some random terrorist group who's like, hey, and imagine them, because we're talking about 0-point energy too, right? These things don't fly normally. They don't fly through the sky. They don't fly normally. We all know that.
Yeah.
And the power that it would take to probably run something that does anti-gravity, you're going to need 0-point energy. And so Ashton Forbes is basically on the forefront of, hey, they know about 0-point energy. They have access to it, and they're hiding it from you, the public. They're lying to you. Because the rabbit hole can go, hey, you know what Project Bluebeam is, right?
No.
So Project Bluebeam is basically the theory of a fake alien invasion.
Okay.
That at some point in the future, they were going to start...
The government will do a...
Yeah, they're going to put out all this alien stuff, the UFO stuff. They're going to talk about, like, aliens are bad, and they're coming to, like, and we got to be the saviors, right? And what could get the entire world to join as one?
And that's it.
Would be aliens. We all come together, we destroy the aliens and defeat them, and then we become a one-world government. You can't get a one-world government how we're doing it now, because everybody's territorial, right? Country versus country, skin color versus skin color. But hey, the threat from above, that could get everybody to unite and become one world government.
Some of them might be like, that's my savior.
Yeah, maybe. And some people might think it's God. Some people might think it's the devil. Like, because you do hear about, like, the whole demon aspect behind it, right? So either way, if it's us with the technology, if it's us reverse engineering technology that was left behind by a previous civilization or extraterrestrials, whatever the fucking case is, what you're doing is illegal. It's illegal. It's just straight up, it's what it is. And, like, I mean, at some point, because the place me and you work at, like, there's a lot of people who come through, and even at previous jobs that I've had, especially previous jobs, the people that come through, imagine telling them this, right? That not only do they not care, they're not going to comprehend it, they're not going to understand, hey, and yeah, they are. So when you tell people this type of stuff, hey, the government, the Pentagon has a secret program called Immaculate Constellation, where it's a UFO retrieval program, and you tell people that, and it's like,
what are you talking about? I'm just getting my groceries.
Hey, if you vote for Trump, I might not have to be your friend anymore. Like, that's what we're at. And it sucks because you might be my only friend, bro, that I can actually have these conversations with. And no matter how crazy I get, because I've been crazy enough to get on Hulu before. Let's be real, right?
Yeah.
Like I got featured because of the lizard talk. I fucking
Still can't
trolled.
get behind that one.
I trolled people on the and I got into, and he knows it was a troll because I tell him it is. Like I love amping it up and like making you guys cringe, but
Totally.
I believe in it, but it's a troll, you know?
He believes in it.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I'm surprised you never heard about Project Bluebeam.
I probably have. I'm really bad with names of like project
Now, like,
that doesn't stick in my
what
head.
what do you think it is? Is it us? Is it
I think it's
aliens?
them. I think it's aliens. I firmly believe that.
Are we working with them, or what do you mean?
I think that we are in cahoots at some level, and we're like, didn't the video say that they were in like communication? Like that was part of the allegations
Yep.
that our government is in communication with alien life forms, and we're there. It's all getting hidden.
Yeah, because I think it's also future us too. Like it's not really like what if they're from Earth? You know,
Yeah, I've heard that concept. We've
you
talked about that.
you've heard the term ontological shock, right? I mean, you've talked about that before, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Where like I actually don't think the biggest shock would be finding out that there's life out in the universe. I think that's given, right?
yeah.
I
That would be
actually think the
shocking.
biggest shock would be to tell the people of Earth, like, hey, we're not alone on this planet.
Yeah, that's always been my concept behind why they would hide this information from us. Is I think it scares them on how we're gonna react.
Well, how do you? Okay, so if you tell people like, hey, there's life out in the universe, yada yada yada, I think we as a society can comprehend that, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
not like completely dumb, like we are, but we're not. So but if you told us like, hey, we're not alone on this planet, and we're not the apex predator of this planet, I think that's what people would be the most freaked out about, in my opinion. I don't. And then think about it like, okay, where did they come from? How long have they been here? Are they the ones leaving these UFOs behind? Are they still here? Are they in the water? Are they under the earth?
Yeah, I've heard that concept too. That there's a civilization within our planet or something like that.
It's scary, right? Like
Yeah,
it's fucking
I don't
freaky,
believe
dude.
that necessarily, but
The water one makes sense though.
yeah, I mean, I think that they use the water, the deepest depths of our water, to hide crafts and stuff like that, and form bases and stuff. Like, there's just too much opportunities for life, in my opinion, out in the universe. Like, if you think about it, there's probably infinite planets, and you know what infinite means is there's infinite amounts of probabilities and likelihoods. There's probably people who look one shade off from me,
So
or
you're saying there's a chance lizard people are real then?
no.
Damn.
Uh,
You said infinite, then it's a no. Like make a choice. Make a choice. But go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
well, there might be lizard people, but not on this planet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's really scary that this is out there. I think we could handle it as long as they didn't tell us, "Hey, we're an immediate threat." Like they're an immediate threat.
If they did, like, hey, if that James Webb report's right and like something's heading towards Earth and course correcting itself, and what can we do? And honestly, I wanted to add to this part. Now, if you like, it's one of those things where if you again you tell people this and they get all freaked out and scared, right? I I'm not sure, man. I kind of lost my train of thought there. It's crazy, but like, cause I was thinking about the lizard people thing you just said, and I was thinking like, damn, this guy said infinite, and literally like, when I, and he kind of like my now I'm in ontological shock.